Hello, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Whithe. When last we left no, they're not intrepid heroes. No, they're not coerced convicts. Our protagonists. They agreed to join His Imperial Majesty's Intelligence Service, and were about to receive their first mission from their spy master, Canis Gordio. Firstly, we're going to go around the table and everybody's going to introduce themselves a little bit. Unfortunately, the player for Aki, Boy in Pink Shoes, is currently experiencing some technical difficulties. So thank you, Southwestern United States Internet, for being absolute dog water. Following on from that, let's go alphabetically. Carmine.
Hi, I have a frog in a bucket. That is all.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Chef.
I am chef. I am a chef. I have big sword.
Jinx.
Hi, I'm Jinx, international halfling of mystery, and hijinks and mischief and disappearing stuff. Yeah, forget that part. Hi.
And Leftman.
I'm Leftman, local rap man and potential city raiser, but we don't need to talk about that for right now.
And yeah, when last we left our protagonists, they were being lectured by a topless septuagenarian man. So, firstly, welcome. No wait, they're supposed to be Italian. So firstly, welcome to the Blades. There are a variety of agents whom you will meet here on the island. However, your first mission is very simple. I'm really sorry because everybody's turning out Russian this campaign. Just commit to it. You know the bit. Your first job is going to be to travel to the next city inland called Slachow. And from there, you will find the bookseller, Perminyevich. He has a special order in my name.
Is there a kind of time frame on when you need your special order?
He rolls his eyes back into his head. It should take you 3 or 4 days to get there, so let's say 10. You have enough time to do things here in Yatska. You have time to do things in Slachow if you choose to go to Slachow first. If you need any help, well, I am known to the community. If you need any other help, well, cultivating a connection with checkers is not the worst idea.
I appreciate your advice and thank you for the little bit of extra time. We do need to do a small piece of shopping before we head out here.
Checks out the window. It's getting on towards evening. It would be wise for you guys, for your collection to. Well, if nothing else, there's going to be free food this evening, but it would also be wise to make plans tomorrow and then perhaps set out the day after.
I reckon that'll work. If you don't mind, kind sir, I would like to go get me some of that there free food.
He raises his hands and shrugs. By all means, I'll be along in a moment. I'll be along eventually. And then
Alrighty.
he turns, and then he collects his papers, turns, and starts walking towards the door.
Y'all hungry?
Yes.
Let's go get Furman some food. And my fat ass could use a bite or two.
Jinx is looking at the table. Is there anything still left on there?
Deck of cards.
Jinx is gonna pick up and just kind of shuffle them, play around with them a little bit, and like me, and then toss it back onto the table and go, okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
So I guess we will head to get the feeds.
Leftman doesn't know where the food's at, so he's just gonna follow.
Seems fair. The food is getting set up. In front, well, yes. You guys are currently down here. Food's getting set up here. Gordio is over here at his house, figuring out some stuff.
Is anything still open?
I mean, most places are still open. The sun hasn't like set yet, but it's coming soon.
Chef would like to make a beeline for the tailor, the fancy tailor, before we go get food.
All right.
Miss Carmine, could you join me, please?
Okie dokie.
Resman is up here, off to the north. You guys arrive, and it seems like he's packing away a good night. He seems like he's packing away for the night. He looks up and he sees two of you. Well. Hello again. How are you today? How has your day been, Miss? I do not believe you ever gave me your name.
Carmine.
Miss Carmine.
Excuse me, sir. You had
Yes?
drawn up a pair of gloves for the young lady here.
That I did. I was under the impression that she was incapable of paying for a commissioned piece at the time.
We would like to go ahead and place the order for that.
He holds out his hand.
What would the damage be?
7 gold.
Gonna give him 7 gold.
Excellent. He pulls out the plants that he made earlier today. He looks around his shop. I need to go get dinner now, but I will return and I will work through the night. They will be ready by tomorrow.
Much appreciated.
Would you like anything for yourself?
No, sir. But I thank you for the offer.
And your other friend?
No, nothing more.
Who, me? You talking to me?
Yeah?
Sorry, I'm not used to people looking down. No, I'm just kind of bored. Um, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Hmm. All right then. And he leaves the plans out. He scribbles commission paid in full on them. Disappears into the back. He comes back without the money. And continues to pack things up.
Chef's gonna look at Jinx and just shake his head no.
Oh. Jinx turns around and walks out the door.
Hmm.
Will we be passing the blacksmith where Jinx got the puzzles along the way?
I think it's this one down here. So yeah, you could. It's a little out of the way, but it's not terribly far.
Would like to hit up the blacksmith on the way.
Mm-hmm.
So is this one?
Mm-hmm. I believe it was a large minotaur at the anvil. Ah, hello. It is nearly closing time. What is happening?
Would we by chance be able to procure some throwing knives from you, please?
Depends. For what purpose?
Throwing.
The smith grumbles at you. No, I mean like, are you looking for something like for games in bar, or are you looking for something like fields of battle?
I'm looking for something fields of battle, like you'll shoot your eye out. Like, don't mess with the tiny little one with purple hair over there. That's kind of what I'm looking for.
I already don't want to mess with her.
I solved the puzzle you gave me.
That is excellent.
She pulls it up and there's multiple pieces that are taken apart. She just kind of holds them up in separate hands and goes, "See, look."
That's impressive. I'm surprised that you managed to take a nail and rip in half. Uh, may I have back, please?
She hands it over.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you.
You got any more of
It's-
them?
Not that I am willing to part with.
Fair.
My grandfather loved to make puzzles, and he left some things for us, for his descendants, but I've never been able to solve that box. Although, hmm. She takes one of a standard set of nails, holds it up to a spare block of wood that she has lying around, takes a hammer, tamps it in, clunk. Now, and she hands it to you, Jinx.
Ooh, thank you. What am I doing?
You are taking 16 more nails, and you are balancing all of them on top of this one.
Okay, so I'm taking 16 nails and I'm balancing them all on this one.
You may not bend any of them. They may not touch anything except the nails. And you may not tie them or use any kind of glue to stick them together. And I'll tell you what. If you manage to do it by the end of the festival tonight, those knives that your friend mentioned will be free.
Ooh, I love a challenge. Thank you.
You're
And
very
Jinx
welcome.
goes up and hugs the centaur's lower leg because that's all she can reach.
Minotaur.
Minotaur,
And
I'm
yes,
sorry.
you are about knee height to her.
Yeah, hugs her because she thinks she is awesome. Thank you. This is awesome. I'll bring it back as soon as I figure it out.
Duh. Well, you can also show me as we are at the fountain out front of the Kinyas.
Much appreciated, ma'am.
Duh.
Y'all ready to go get some foods?
Jinx is following along with you guys, and she is completely hyper-focused on this puzzle, trying to figure out how to make it work. So she's not paying attention to anything else.
Guess is the food where the 4 blue circles is?
The food is where the people are, yes.
Start heading towards the foods.
All right. Leftman, Aki decided to come with you to something. This place. So what exactly are we doing here?
Looking for supplies.
Sorry, ignore that. I was trying to read the information on it.
You're fine. Honestly, that's probably going to be helpful. What kind of supplies? Exactly.
Leftman is just gonna take a couple crumpled up pieces of parchment paper or
Mhm.
parchment. Sorry. Uncrumple them and then just hand it to him. These kind.
Okay.
Those pieces of paper are just his formulae.
What do you need charcoal and saltpeter for?
Supplies.
I'm concerned, but
There's no need to be concerned. You guys probably won't even be in the blast radius anyways.
blast radius, what's going on?
You'll figure it out when you figure it out.
I would prefer you explain to me before I figure it out.
And I like to play the little game of figure it out when you figure it out. Trust me, it's fine.
I'm
Hey, Leftman, when you're making stuff, can you magnetize a nail?
DM?
yeah, that should be possible. But you guys are half a city away.
Oh, never mind. My bad.
You know, just point that out there.
It's a
Yeah,
good
you
idea.
guys come out in front of dang it, I had a name for this person. My notes. Ah yes. Rostislav. alchemy, ingredients, wizardry, and oddities. I don't know about this. This seems kind of sketchy.
This whole place seems sketchy.
Yes, that's what I just said.
But beggars can't be choosers.
What are we begging for anyhow?
See those ingredients on that piece of paper?
You mean the saltpeter and
we're-
the charcoal? Yes?
Yeah, we're looking for that. And whatever else is on there.
Okay. Leftman, it's nearly closing time. If you're gonna wanna go in there, you're gonna need to knock.
I'm gonna bang on the door.
Alright. Yes, hello? What's happening? Are you trying
You
to
guys still
steal from
open?
me again? Yes? That's why the door's unlocked.
Oh. Whoops. Leftman's gonna go ahead and just open up the door and come in.
Alright, there is a... So directly in front of you, there's a small desk. Off to your left is a collection of... which what you and your alchemical trading can tell at a glance is mostly first aid supplies and healing potions, but it's also like, I don't want to say fantasy energy drinks, but like, things to put a little bit of pep in you after you've spent a long day.
Fantasy monsters.
I was going more for Gatorade.
Oh.
But it's like stuff to help keep you going after a long day of being out in the fields, or a long night fishing, or a long day hauling shit around, or standing guard. Like it's hard. There's an entire like section of this that just looks like it's beer. But you're like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. So that's what's going on your left. In front of you is the desk. Behind that is the counter with the old man behind it, and off to your right is a collection of alchemical ingredients and a vast number of workstations.
Okay.
Hello, how can I help you?
Okay, sorry. Looking for things. And I'm gonna
What
walk up
kind of things?
to the counter. I'm gonna put
All right.
down. Gonna motion for Aki to give me the papers, and then go ahead and put them down to the counter in front of him. These things in particular. Was
He
wondering
pulls
whether or not
out-
you have them.
He pulls out a set of what I can only describe as like jeweler's goggles. And he flips down like 3 different lenses in front of each eye, so his eyes are like really magnified, but they're magnified to different degrees. And he picks up a couple of the recipes. You really should keep these things bound up in some way, and something that will keep them safe. You've heard of that, right? But
I got pockets and a bag. I figured that would work.
you may want to keep them in some kind of a journal.
You happen to have one?
Actually, yes, I do have several for sale. However, if you're interested in something that's a little bit more to scale, unfortunately the nearest bookstore is in Slachow, and you're going to need to take that up with Perminyevich. But I get the feeling that you and he are going to get along like a house on fire. In fact, several may be by the end of the conversation.
Oh, great. In that case, as much as I might want to get one now, I'll wait till later.
I think that's a good idea.
So, about the stuff I need, you have it?
Yes, we have most of it. Unfortunately, you're going to be on your own for the sulfur. But, I believe in you. I'm sure that you'll be able to do this well enough. Uh, just going to make a note here to look up alchemical materials so that we can get her back to doing this properly.
Yeah, probably should have.
It's going to be how much of each of these would you like?
I'm looking for about a very nice square 10 of everything. And Leftman's just going to bring out a gold piece.
10 what? Are we talking about 10? Are we talking about 10 handfuls? Are we talking about 10 of a particular amount of volume? Are we talking about 10 of a particular amount of weight? Are we talking enough to make 10 of each of the recipes that you have so graciously provided?
Let's go with 10 of the recipes that I provided you.
All
The
right.
recipes that I need.
Leftman, how many recipes do you have?
I have. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Whoops.
Mm-hmm.
Lesser sticky. Lesser alchemist fire. Lesser frost vial. Steel scour. Fresh beam nade. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fuse is 6. The mutagen is 7. And the minor elixir of life is 8. So it should be 8
Tinder
total.
twigs. So you actually have a 9.
Oh, Tinder twigs?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't see that here.
That's because you have it under your inventory.
Oh, really?
Because
Whoops.
it's not actually any of the things listed there. It's just kind of
Okay.
a thing that you have. So you have 9. You're looking to make a... You're looking to make 10 of each of them. They normally go for about 3 gold a piece, except for the Tinder twigs. So
Oops,
we're looking
my
at
bad.
200 and so we're looking at 30 gold for each of those. So we're looking at 280. I'm sorry, 240.
That ain't
I
happening.
think that you're underestimating the amount of supplies that you're going to need there, young sir.
You might be right. Tell you what. You said something earlier about somebody trying to rob this place.
Did I? I forget so easily these days.
Earlier when I was knocking on the door, you went ahead and said something if I'm trying to rob the place.
Did I? I suppose I did. After all, why would you lie to me? What was
I
your
don't
name again?
know. Leftman?
Excellent. Leftman wouldn't lie to me, would he?
Don't think so.
Hockey opens his mouth like as if to say, maybe he absolutely... Are you going to like stop him from being like, yeah, Leftman would absolutely lie to you?
Yeah, why not? I'll give him. I'll give him a little nudge.
Stomp on his foot. Yeah,
Yeah, there
Leftman
you
would
go.
would absolutely not lie to you. After all, what could he possibly stand to gain by doing so?
Leftman's going to go ahead and continue with. So, do you have any problems? I might not have the gold, but we might be able to cut a deal square if I can help you out, and you can help me out.
We're discussing how much materials you're actually going to need, and he pulls out a thick ledger and he starts doing some freehand characters. So you have 9 of these recipes that you're looking to make 10 collections of each, and I have most of the supplies here, and and he's continuing to figure it out, and he's continuing to do some figuring. I'm going to need 80 gold pieces in raw materials, and if you would like to rent workspace, then that's going to be a little more.
How much little more are we talking about?
Probably about half again as much as you're paying in raw materials.
So we're talking rough ballpark
We're
here.
talking. So, Aki opens his mouth again. So let me get this straight, Mr. Rotislav. We're talking about 120 gold all up. Yes, that sounds about right. And is there anything that we could do to, say, bring that down in some way, or come to some kind of an arrangement? I really don't know what kind of an arrangement we could come to, but I am very, very hungry. Well then, Mr. Rotislav, how about, I understand that the Kinyas is going to be hosting some kind of a festival tonight. How about you and I? How about I accompany you there and make sure that you arrive safely? That sounds wonderful. That sounds delightful. Thank you very much. What did you say your name was again? Oh, my name is Red. That's very nice of you, Mr. Red. Thank you very much. And the old man starts walking around the counter, and Aki comes over and holds out his elbow, and Ratislav grabs a hold of him, and the two of them are going to walk out very slowly. Mind the door now, Mr. Rostislav. Thank you very much, Mr. Red. You're so kind to an old man like me. Yes, that's all right. It's because I was raised properly. Thank you so much. Leftman, you are alone in this workspace.
Leftman's just gonna mutter to himself, saying, "Well, I'm glad I didn't come down to having to sell him to the man." As Leftman goes ahead and just starts grabbing some items,
All
grabbing
right.
a few items, and he's not gonna leave right away. He's gonna make sure the shop is, for at a bare minimum, make sure it's taken care of. But out of a sickening sense of kindness, he's only trying to grab enough for 5.
Okay.
Of each, over 10 of each.
So please make a note that you have the materials to make 5 of every recipe you have. If you take the time now to make them, you will have the benefits of the Advanced Alchemist lab. If you go, then you have to make them using your kit. and it will be a
I
little
will.
longer, and it will take a little longer, and it will be a little, and the materials are going to be of lesser quality.
I will make him now and take the time. After all, I am here keeping eye over the shop. I'm only taking my due.
All right. I need you to roll me crafting. Excuse me while I pull up your character sheet real quick.
Use me while I find that. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I need you. Yeah, I just need you to roll the crafting skill and add 1. So a 17. That's going to be a standard success, and I believe that you are trained in crafting.
C.
I just want to make sure that you're not expert. Okay, yes, you are trained and not expert. So that
How
is
would I
going
know if
to
it were
be
expert?
instead of saying teeth.
Okay.
So if you take a look at your reflex save, you see how it says E and then a 6?
Yeah.
It's because you're expert in reflex saves. You look at your will
Got it.
save and you see how it says T. It's
Yep.
because you're only trained in will saves.
Makes sense. Cool.
It's going to take you. You are working really, really efficiently. It's going to take you about 5 hours at your current rate to get through everything.
If I chug one of those energy drinks,
Maybe?
Leftman Spur in the moment is gonna say, "Wait a minute." He's gonna come over here, pick out the best flavor there seems to be.
All right.
He's gonna just snag one, crack it open in whichever way that it opens, and then just start downing it.
Your first thought is that it smells like somebody has taken a heaping helping of sugar and dissolved it in water.
Oh no.
And then you sniff at it a little bit more intensely, and you smell mint. You smell some kind of a citrus flavor, and you smell salt underneath of the sweetness. And the lab is giving you a +1 item bonus to your rolls. This is going to give you a +1 status bonus to your roll.
I'll take it.
All right.
And he's immediately gonna run back.
All right. I'm going to need another crafting check from you.
Roll better. No.
So I have good news and I have bad news.
Uh-oh.
The good news is that that would normally be a standard failure. The bad news is that's nat 1.
Yeah.
And that means that it is a critical failure. You have
Yep.
ruined the current batch completely.
Fuck.
So you are down to being able to only make 4 of each if you want to keep going.
I'm gonna keep going.
All right. Give me another crafting check. All right. So that's a 28, which means that's a crit success. You have your first finished batch is done. I am wording each of these as you needing 2 successes in order to get a successful brew or a successful round of brews, and crits count for 2.
Okay, got it.
Brew
3?
Yeah, hit me.
Uh-oh.
Another nat 1.
Uh-oh. I don't like this.
The good news is that your modifiers are so good that the only way you can crit fail is on a nat 1.
That's true. Round 4.
Welcome to Pathfinder, y'all. All right, that's standard success, even with the +2 from item and status.
Uh-oh.
That is a standard
Oh, okay.
failure, so you just don't
mind.
make progress.
I
Roll
thought
me
that was a
another.
1 at first.
That's a 19, so that's going to be you have 2 successes and 2 batches you've ruined. For your final batch, hit me.
Send it! Son of a bitch.
So the good news is that unless you want to rob more from this old man,
Blackman have
you
no morals.
have-
We're robbing.
we are robbing more. Okay.
We're robbing.
All right. How much more do you want to steal?
Just enough to be able to recover from the failures.
All right. So you grab enough for 3 more. All right. 21 is a success. Hit me in it with a second. 25 is a critical success.
Man's crazy 8s.
You not only knock out the your 3rd successful batch, but you start to work on your 4th. Hit me with the next one, and you are 1 success deep. A 21. You have 4 of everything.
Uh-oh.
You have 4 of everything, and it's midnight.
Well, I think my work here is done. As he takes his little rat fingers, interlocks him, and pushes him out and cracks him.
All right.
So, and
So,
before he leaves, he is going to at least leave 1 gold piece and 10 silver pieces.
all right. Very kind of you. However, it does mean that you're going to have to skip dinner.
That's okay.
All right, it's fine. You have bombs now. You don't need to eat. You have explosives.
Mm-hmm. I can eat the bombs.
That sounds like a great way to die. Carmine, Jinx, Jeff, we're going to draw back and pick up with you again.
So, what are we looking at? What do we got?
Oh, as you come to it, there's a large crowd. It looks like pretty much everybody in town is here. There are giant roasting pits with several like entire carcasses that have been cleaned and butchered appropriately, just slowly spinning on them. You spot some venison. You think you see something that looks like a deer, but it's too big. And it takes you a moment to identify it, and then you notice that it's a moose. Like a whole ass moose. As well as just a giant cauldron bubbling with what looks like all of the smaller animals that the hunting expedition found or caught.
No signs of salad?
I mean, it's not exactly vegetable harvest season.
God, I love this town. I'll live here forever.
But you do notice in the back that or at the far end of the festival from you, that there appears to be the one or more of the local bakeries that is set up. And are selling the day's collection of baking.
Ooh. So sweets and breads and things of that nature.
It's mostly bread.
Outstanding.
This is not the kind of town where you're going to run into lots of sweets. This is normally they would mostly be subsisting on fish, but Cargonia has kind of stopped the boats from going out for the last couple of weeks, and this is their response to that.
We did fix that, correct?
Cargonia is in remission for now,
Excellent.
but it is still the land of stolen things. They do still think that if you kill them, they'll come back after a period of time, and they are, and one of them has set up something called pizza that smells divine, but you're not entirely certain what it is.
All right then. By chance.
Actually, roll me lore cooking.
One moment. Okay, I gotta find it.
It should be down at the bottom of skills.
Okay. Lore cooking. There we go. No, I do not know what it is.
I mean, you've heard of it before, but you've never gotten a straight answer of what it is.
Is the Kinsaith? Is that how you say it?
Kinyas.
Is the Kinyas out?
Yes, he is standing next to the moose, taking his turn on the rotating the bar, essentially. He is surrounded by other big beefy minotaurs.
I could go for some moose. On the way over there, I am going to check the list and see if anything happens.
Let me check handouts for chef's list. Unfortunately not.
Okay, gonna walk up to the Kinyas.
All right. One of the burlier looking minotaurs steps in front of you. Hello, what business you have with Kinyas?
I was going to ask if it would be possible to get some of that there moosin'.
In moment, is ongoing for is still cooking. Is not done yet.
Fair enough. Will there be an announcement as to when the moosin' will be ready? Thank you kindly, sir.
Yes, of course.
Um,
Hey, what is your name?
people call me Chef.
That is not what I asked you. If I wanted to know what people call you, that's what I would have asked for.
Knowing my name will cost you
How much?
1,000 gold.
Piotr, take over for me. The Kinyas steps around his bodyguard and leans down so that he's looking you directly in the eye. How much do you want, Moose?
Not I can't reckon to say I want 1,000 gold worth of moose.
What's your favorite cut?
Any of them will do proper. I'm just hungry.
You look like you're a man who knows way around the kitchen.
Yes, sir. Hence, chef.
That means that everybody has a favorite cut. Piotr, he gestures over his shoulder, cares for the ribs. Personally, I enjoy heart. What is yours?
Well, see, sir, when you work in the kitchen, as I have, you essentially get the leftovers.
Da?
So I just ate whatever was available to me. Personally, I like more of a ribeye
All
cut.
right.
But whatever is available is what I would eat.
How much would you say moose ribeye was worth to you?
I don't know, maybe 2 silver.
He bursts into laughter. I like you, Mr. Chef.
Thank you, sir.
And he reaches over, takes a step next to you, smacks you on the back, and nearly sends you nearly flips you into the fire with it, just because he's so much bigger than you are. That said, I do not trust people who do not know, who do not share their name, and therefore I will not share mine with you. And so, welcome to my city. I'll let you know when when the moose is ready.
I can respect that, sir.
And a word of advice. He points at one of he points at a preacher who's going around and trying to talk to people. Stay away from that man. He wants to cut your balls off.
That is very important information to have. Thank you, sir. I guess I'm gonna head over and look at the pizza. Pardon me, and give that a shot.
So it turns out that pizza is some kind of a flatbread with a sauce spread atop it, and then a particularly soft and melty cheese melted atop it. It appears that it can be topped in a variety of toppings, including a variety of different kinds of cheeses. Well, hello there. How can I help you?
I am interested in your flatbreads here.
Neat. You want pizza?
I reckon, yeah.
Seems fair. Welcome to the party.
Thank you for having me.
There's a pizza party. And he just hands you an entire, it's about as long as, it's about as long as, Jinx's arm from elbow to the tip of her fingers. And that one's for you. Would your friends like one as well?
You uns want a piece?
Jinx is hyper focused. She's just kind of looking at her puzzle and not paying attention to anything else. So she's just kind of
I'm gonna look around for Furman.
The only furry people here are the Minotaurs. And a couple of the Yorks. And you.
I reckon I'd like to get one for the little one with the purple hair over there. And would it be possible to get a to-go slice?
Slice? Why would you want a slice when you can have the whole thing?
Well, I did not know what you called this particular. I didn't know it was the whole goddamn thing. I thought it was just a piece of
It's
the
a
damn
pizza,
thing.
man. You walk up, you ask me for a pizza, I make you a pizza.
All right, would it be
You want
possible?
any toppings on that, or it's
Uh,
just cheese gonna work for you? We got sausage, we got fish,
let's go
we got
with.
some white powdery stuff that Czech has tried to keep to himself.
We might be back for that white powdery stuff later. Depends on how the rest of this thing
All right.
goes. But can I get one with all of the cheese you can possibly put on it?
I can definitely try that.
Let's give that a shot.
He pulls out like a wheel of cheddar, cuts like an inch off of the top end of it, and he just plops like the wheel on top of flatbread dough with some kind of a sauce made from red vegetable or fruit. That actually, yeah, roll me lore cooking. That you're pretty sure is poisonous. And into the oven it goes, and that'll be done in about 20 minutes.
I shall return. May I use your table for a
Fantastic.
second?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm assuming I have my sword with me, or do I just have my throwing knives?
Oh yeah, you have your giant cleaver.
I'm gonna set the pizza down and cut it like a third of it off for Jinx and set it by her.
All right.
And then just inhale the rest of it.
All right.
Jinx will look over at it, or like feel over and grab a piece of it and just randomly gnaw on it, and then sit down and forget about it because she's still trying to figure out this puzzle.
And Aki is like walking by, and yeah, so I'm here on the island. I'm looking for my dad, Mr. Rosti. You wouldn't have happened to have seen a guy. He would be wearing a leather like this. No, I can't say I have. I'm really sorry to hear that your father abandoned you. Yeah. So, well, it looks like we've got, something going on over there, and he kind of points in your general direction, Chef, and then it looks like we've got a whole lot of meat that's already been getting cooked all day long. So, where would you like to start, Rosti? It's been a while since I've had venison. Normally we only eat fish around here, and it gets kind of boring after a while. Well then, how about we start with the venison then? And they walk over to a table where a now cooked deer is getting butchered efficiently, but you could probably do better, Chef. Yeah, I'd like some of the rump meat, and Rosti here will have I'd like some ribs, thank you very much. And Rosti here will have some ribs. They're gonna be over here if you want to engage with Aki, who is distracting the old man.
Not gonna question. Focused on the food.
Sounds like a good time. Jinx, you're trying to figure out the balancing act, right?
If I can just figure out how to magnetize it, I think I can make it work. I just don't know how to do that part. He's obsessed. She's trying to figure out, it's like, okay, it's iron. It's iron nails. If I heat it, I might be able to magnetize it. I'm not sure how I can magnetize it. I don't know if that works. But she said I can't use glue and I can't tie it together. She didn't say anything about not being able to magnetize it.
Can you? That's going to be nature. So would you kindly roll me nature to see if you know how to magnetize something?
That's looking like a no.
So a 12. You know what magnetism is? You know kind of how it works. The nails are all iron, because they taste like iron, and
I
but
licked them
yeah,
all to
so
make
far
sure.
as they definitely taste like iron. Um, so insofar as figuring out how to magnetize them, you're not really sure. Maybe Leftman or maybe Carmine would be able to help you with that. Carmine, you and Chef and Jinx are standing outside of a pizza stall that is
Okay.
not accepting payment for anything. They're
Oh.
just handing out free pizza.
Oh.
Because it's Gargonia and they believe in pizza parties.
Okay.
Aki walked by with a little old man that none of you recognize, and Chef is trying to shake down people to learn his name.
Hey, Carmine, do you know how to magnetize iron?
I can detect metal. Not necessarily magnetize something.
Can you roll me a nature check if you would like to see if you can remember how, or figure out
Yeah.
how to magnetize iron? All right, so uh, the I have good news and I have bad news. The bad news is that magnetizing iron itself requires a magnet. Um,
Yeah.
and um, that does tend to make things a little more difficult. But the good news is that once you have a strong magnet, uh, you can you rub it on the iron until it's magnetized properly.
Perfect. Jinx is gonna start looking around and see if she can find a magnet. She wants to beat this.
Can
She's
can
obsessed with
I
it now.
can I help
All right.
Jinx by using detect metal to find a magnet?
I mean, everybody has like small amounts of metal on them. Um, what's the range on detect metal?
It's only 100 and something, 120. But
Okay.
it is attuning to magnetic fields.
Um, are you doing this while you like walk through the crowd?
Yeah, because it says I can choose to ignore metal I'm fully aware of.
Okay, you get around to like here and you start picking up some responses to the south, but other than that, it's all like belt buckles and people wearing and weapons and the bits that all of the food is rotating on.
Okay. I have a tingling feeling that way. And she's going to point to the south.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow Carmine.
All right.
Do this out. Swear to God, if I'm detecting a left min in his fucking graphs, I'm gonna cry.
Hey, there could be something in there.
Oh, it's a 30-foot emanation. You know what? I'll allow it anyhow. So it's coming from a particular building, and you hear a dull explosion come from inside.
Oh.
And you poke your head around the front side of it. Rostislav's alchemical ingredients, supplies, arcana, and oddities.
It sounds like they might have a weird magnet here. What do you think, Jinx?
Awesome. And I open the door and
You are
start
greeted
looking
by a
around.
billowing cloud of smoke.
Eh, Ratman, what you doing?
Nothing.
Hey, you've got a magnet in here? I've got a puzzle. I need your help.
I don't know. Not my shop. But why don't you check over there? There
I
we go.
start
I'm trying
looking
to do a
around
ping.
the
There we
area
go.
that he's talking about.
All right. Yeah. In one of these drawers is just labeled magnets.
I take a magnet and I rub it on each of the nails to see if I can get them to stick together.
Roll me athletics, because the magnets are all stuck together. Grab them. They're not coming apart.
All right, then I'm going. They're all actually stuck to each other. Then
Yeah.
I'm going to try and magnetize the nail that's in the wood, so I
Okay.
can stick them as one giant lump onto the piece that's going through the wood.
All right. Yeah, you rub all of the magnet. You rub the nail along the surface of all of these magnets. Um, um, I need to freehand something real quick. So the magnets are kind of here. And there's 4 or 5 of them. Are you holding the block of wood? The nail sticking out and going like along what would be the top here? Or are you going like down the stack?
That depends on the polarity of the actual nails.
Yes,
'Cause
but
you
I'm
can,
asking
if you
you as
take
the player to tell me what you're doing in this moment.
no, what I would do is I would take the group of nails that are already stuck to each other,
Uh-huh.
and I'd see which way it actually sticks to the stack of magnets.
They're all just stuck to the magnets.
All right, then I'd move it.
Like they all just stick to the magnets going every which direction.
Okay. What I will take it and I will rub the top of the nail that's sticking into the wood along the side.
Okay.
Wherever the nails are actually sticking to, that's where I'm rubbing.
Okay. You have a nail and a block of wood that you're fairly certain is magnetic now.
I'm going to test out my puzzle. I'm going to take
All
my
right.
block of nails that are stuck to each other and see if I can stick it to the top of the
All right.
nail on top of the wood.
I have some real bad news for you. This nail might be magnetic as shit right now, but it's still only one nail, and you're still asking it to hold up 16 nails, and it's just not that magnetic. You're going to have to find another way to do this.
Huh. So sticking the nails to each other and then sticking the bunch of nails to the nail is not working.
Mm-hmm.
The Minotaur did not say anything about actually driving them into the wood as well around.
They're not allowed to touch the wood. They're not allowed to touch anything but the nails sticking out of the wood. They all have to be balanced on top of that nail. And they're not allowed to be held in by any other force.
Hey, Ratman, you got any ideas?
What are you doing?
Have this. And she shows a block of wood with a nail on top of it and a pile of 16 nails. Like, I have to balance all of these on this. I thought maybe I could magnetize them together and then stick them onto the one nail. That didn't work. I'm trying to figure out how else I can do this.
You ever try melting them together?
No, that is a good idea.
I could tell you right now that the smith will not accept that as an answer.
Damn it.
Damn. Not even the equivalent of like welding them together.
Nope.
Fair enough.
I am going to have to think on this because I am not sure.
I'm just going to move you down here to the thinking desk while Leftman goes back to work making things explode.
This is Jinx's obsessing table.
Mm-hmm. This is Jinx's obsessive table now. Carmine, are you just going to watch all of this unfold?
Yeah, that's pretty entertaining. All right.
Leftman is gonna go ahead and grab Carmine's attention and say, "Hey, yeah, blonde hair.
What's up, brown hair?
You happen to have any ideas?"
For the puzzle?
Yes, the puzzle.
I'm more of an artsy-fartsy kind of gal. I don't really have the brains.
Well, use your art for brain.
Can you describe the puzzle to me again? Sorry.
There's
Like
a
real quick.
nail in a block
Okay.
of wood. The
Okay.
goal is to take 16 other nails that are all identical to the nail in the wood and get them all to balance on top of that one nail. The nails aren't allowed to touch anything that might support them. You're not allowed to tie them. You're not allowed to alter them in any way. And you're not allowed to apply any kind of glue.
Carmine's gonna walk over to the box. She's gonna sit down. She's just gonna stare at it. and try and intimidate it for no reason because it's intimidating to her.
Okay.
Obviously, that's not gonna work.
You stare at the nails angrily. You feel as though they would have been cowed if they had brains or the emotional capacity to feel fear.
Well, the rules where it can be modified physically, could it be modified magically?
What do you have in mind?
I don't fucking know. She's staring at it angrily. I can roll Arcana, I guess, if you'd like.
You're an occult caster, so it will be occultism.
Okay.
25.
She's now growling at the box, practically.
You've heard of certain items that would be magnetic, and you've heard of there actually is a spell that would cause metal to fly toward you. Unfortunately, you are not capable of casting that spell.
Right. Oh my god, I have an idea and it's so stupid you won't let me do it. Probably.
That depends completely on what it is.
What if we go back to the guy that gave her the puzzle? We
Girl,
ask
yeah.
him, lady, sorry. We ask her to solve it without us looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, say we ever backturn or whatever. And I cast Deja Vu. So that she's infinitely solving the puzzle, we can turn back around and watch her solve it. It's so stupid.
I mean, I think that she would know that you're ensorceling her in some way. Because it does have the somatic and verbal traits.
She might be able to get away with it with a whisper.
On the
I don't
other
know about
hand, it does
somatic,
have a
though.
range of 100.
100 feet. Yeah.
Woo! Oh my
I just
God.
noticed that at the same exact time of you. So we don't even have to turn around. we just give it, tell her, walk away.
DM Jinx is obsessed with this. Is there anything that she can roll to try to get some sort of insight into how to solve this puzzle?
I mean, you can just like try random bullshit using thievery. I just want you to describe what dumb bullshit you're doing, because I'm having fun with this.
All right. Jinx is.
You've tried magnetizing everything together.
I'm going to try actually making a meshwork of them, like taking the ones that are already magnetized and stacking them to where they stick together.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and balance it on the top, like you would if you were building a house of cards.
Okay. So you take one and you put it on as a foundation, and then you try to take two more and put them up so that they're making a little triangle. and then the one slides off at the bottom. So you're just standing there holding 2 nails.
Mm.
Hmm.
So there's nothing with magnetizing the nail that's actually driven into the wood that would make multiple nails stick to that.
Unfortunately not. It just doesn't have the mass to produce enough of.
Wait, do they
Us
have
as
to
21st century people who know how magnetic fields work.
do they
it-
have to
it's
stick
partly
together?
They all have to be on top of this one nail. Us as like 21st century who know how magnets work, they're partly dependent on like mass, and the more iron that you have facing the same direction, the more the magnetic fields add up to make an actual magnetic field that we can like use. One nail just doesn't have the mass.
Do they have to stay sticking to the head of the nail?
They all have to be balanced on top of that nail.
I mean, I have
Leftman,
a
if you're
I have a-
somebody who would like to like jump in, you're a part of the scene. You're just in the background making things explode that are going to explode harder later.
I don't want to provide the answer,
Nah,
but I
no.
do want to provide a hint.
Okay.
Leftman doing his work over there is going to go, have you guys considered the idea of creating a mesh, but without the magnets? Leftman's
You
going
hear a
to
voice
look
from inside the
at
bucket. That's the stupidest thing I ever do here.
Leftman will look over towards Jinx and say, consider the idea of how a bridge works. And then it's just going to keep it at that.
Okay.
I appreciate that you are separating in character and out of character knowledge. Take a hero point for that.
Indeed. So we're going to go back to my idea of, making a mesh work.
Mhm.
Is there a way to remove the magnetism?
Oh, I know how to solve
Eat.
this. I'm such an idiot.
Heat will
Well,
work a
I'm
little
glad
bit,
you're
but
an idiot because
honestly,
I still haven't figured it out.
but honestly, Jinx, the magnetic fields of these nails is so slight that it's not going to seriously impact this. You tried, and alas, it did not work.
Okay, so I'm going to make a framework like you would if you were making a bridge structure or some sort of arch. And I'm looking for a way to try and balance that on the head of the pin.
Will it fall over or stay on? Damn. I'm scared.
All right. I apologize for that. My internet suddenly shot the bed.
Oh.
So last I heard, Carmine had figured out that I am in fact just stealing puzzles from my childhood, and Jake still had no idea.
I have not claimed that Jinx is the brightest star in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
So Jinx tried to create like an arch
Okay.
kind of mesh thing,
Okay.
like balance. But would that stay on? If not, then I have an idea. I have not Googled, by the way. I'm guessing. I don't want to spoil myself.
So are you trying to make like? What do you mean when you say arch?
You know how when you're making in school where you're making a toothpick bridge,
Yeah.
how you mesh things together to where they balance, based on where they're connecting?
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create a mesh framework that I can balance on top of the pin, the head of the pin.
Okay. All right. So you're trying to make like, for some reason, I'm imagining you trying to make like a model of the Golden Gate Bridge out of these nails.
Yeah, something
Which
along that
is
line.
really
Yes.
funny.
Yes.
You've gotten, so you found out that the nails, like, you can hang the nails off of the head, by the head, off of the head of the nail that's sticking into the wood. And you feel like that might be progress somehow. And then you try to put another one on the ones that are hanging directly off of it, and then it just knocks the two of them off, and then on the way down they take out like 3 of the others.
So my idea, I don't know if it's gonna work, is
All right.
because we're going off of what Jinx is already doing. You know how like with trusses they're triangles?
Mm-hmm.
So like each nail, and then basically like you would just hang the trusses. I'm not trying to draw Star David right now, but you would just alternate and hang the trusses off. Because of physics, they'll balance like each other out, you know, and eventually it
Okay.
would make like a circle of trusses, right? Because it would line up like a
Mm-hmm.
they would stack on each other.
Okay.
I just don't know if that would work.
Can you please roll me a thievery for this, Carmine? Because it's going to involve really fine manipulation.
What the fuck? Can I ask Jinx to do it? Or help me?
I could do it. Can I roll
Could you
for
help
it?
me?
I mean, if you are trying to help Carmine, then that's the aid action, and you roll thievery. If you're trying to just do it, then that's not the aid action, and just roll me a thievery.
I guess we'll both roll it then.
I don't know where the aid action is. I'm looking for it.
The aid action is just a thing that you can do in any skill that you are trained in.
I am trained in thievery, so
So you just roll thievery. All right, a 24 on your thievery, Jinx, is going to be a success, and because you are trained, because it is a standard success, you are giving Carmine a +1 circumstance bonus on her roll, and now I'm going to give her the opportunity to roll thievery when I ask her to, and not whenever she feels like it,
Howie.
with a +1 bonus.
You want to roll it now?
Yes, please. That's going to be a 9 then. Unfortunately, a 9 is not going to work, and the whole thing collapses. You are now looking at a nail sticking up out of a block of wood.
Okay, I want to try again.
All right.
I want to the same general idea, but working our way upward using the the triangles and trying to keep things as strong as possible.
Okay. Roll me a thievery. 17. Once again, you feel like you start to make progress, and then everything falls apart. Hey, Kami, a voice echoes out of the bucket. The problem isn't getting the nails on top of the nail. The problem is keeping them there. You got
I'm
any
trying
bread
to...
on you?
Bread?
Yeah. I'm hungry.
No.
Well, then what good are you?
We can go back to the festival and get you some food.
That sounds like a great plan.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. Because I know it's like when you balance a nail,
Is there any sort of
it's like that. So it needs a counterweight.
or like a tomato or something that you can like stick into the top of the
Like a fucking
nail
thimble.
and then stick
Or
everything
a
like
thimble
a
thing.
pin cushion.
Fucking pin cushion. There you go.
Stick
Yeah.
it into the top.
Once again, it is possible to do this using only the nails provided, and trying to use any other material is not going to be a legitimate solution to the puzzle.
Oh my god. I'm drawing it, aren't I? They go like this, right? And then it's like that.
That's what I was trying to do, but
Because that's how you, like the nail, like this is sideways. It's like a T, right? And then you like hang them, right? Because this nail has to be like the counterweight. Because when you balance one thing on something, it has to balance like that. But then you need a counterbalance because we're doing 16 of them.
yeah, I mean you can turn the block on its side and make the nail that's sticking out horizontal rather than vertical, and then do counterweights that way.
I can't erase it. Can you erase it for me? I don't know why it's not letting me erase. Thanks.
I don't know. I don't know this puzzle. I'm obsessed. I want to figure it out.
You'll get there.
Okay, can I try to balance a nail like this on that nail?
Yeah.
Can I try that? Does it work?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how we might have to do the next step together. But we have to
I'm down.
cross the nails on both sides at the same time, basically. Because if you do it not at the same time, then it's gonna tip like that way or that way.
Okay. Let's do it.
Do we need to roll something?
I need a thievery check from both of you.
I'm gonna fuck this up, dude. Oh.
All right. So you guys each drop a pair of nails on top of the nail that you have balanced on top of the nail sticking out of the wood. And you do it at exactly the same time. So nothing falls off except that the nails that you just put on don't actually have anything to hold them up top, so they just fall off of it.
No, but when they're crossed at the nail heads, they get stuck on each other.
No, they don't. They just slide off of each other. The nail heads aren't that big.
Okay, then I have no idea.
I don't know.
I mean, can you set the bucket up on the table?
Bucket.
Yeah, your bucket. Okay. And Sebastian clambers out. Plop. And he walks over. And he sticks his tongue out. Grabs a nail, sets it on the ground, sets it on the table. Now, what you guys are trying to do is you're trying to take two of these, and he sets it on, and he sets it on facing the other way. Now, the reason that it's fallen off is because there's nothing on top of them to hold them together. You need something for the heads that catch on properly. And the way that we do that is by taking a nail and putting it on top.
So that was kind of like the
This way.
mesh idea that I was using. It's just without the magnetism.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, it'll be easier to set it up here on the bar while it's on the table. You just
Okay.
gotta alternate them.
That's what I was trying to say. I just wasn't explaining it well.
I'm really sorry, Jinx.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I
That is
didn't have my mute on.
100% on me.
No,
That is
that
100% on me not understanding what's going. What?
no.
What's coming out of
You're
your mouth.
fine. I didn't put my mute on. I was talking to Bob, and
Oh,
I wasn't explaining myself well. That's not your fault.
I apologize.
But what I was trying to do is get it a mesh together where you
Mhm.
have, on and off, and the way to make that work is to have the second piece on there. I just
Mhm.
didn't know how to make the words work.
No, when you said a mesh, I thought that you meant like something like that, and then just trying to balance all of them on top like it's a plate.
Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't use the right words. That's on me.
Sorry.
That's not on you. It's
I still feel so sorry, man.
you're okay. It's okay. Okay, so we are going to lay it down, alternate, put the top on there so that it doesn't come off, and perfect. Okay, we got it. 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 And Jinx just gets excited and like jumps up and knocks everything over.
Including Sebastian,
Yeah.
which is kind of
Ooh, sorry.
flopped back onto his feet.
My bad, dude. My bad. I just got excited.
It's you get excited a lot, don't you?
Yeah,
Alright.
a little bit.
I mean, food. Now, please.
Oh, yeah, hungry. I'm there too.
Mhm.
Well, I did eavesdrop that Chef possibly got us some moose. Let's go find out.
Ooh, I've never eaten moose before.
I didn't know you were a carnivore.
The frog just looks at you like you're a bloody idiot before climbing back into his bucket.
I'm down for whatever.
Huzzah.
Oops.
Courtesy of amphibianlife.com/what to do toads eat.
Oh no, I know what toads eat. Don't worry, I know they're.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just joking about it.
So yeah, toads are in fact carnivorous. Good to know. And the two of you have enough time to get more food if you are so interested. This end of the festival is the bakery section, but it's also the place where like preserved vegetables have been hauled out of winter storage for spring, but the spring harvest isn't quite coming in yet. There's a large cauldron of various small animals that the hunters brought in, that's getting stewed up along with which you're pretty sure is like copious amounts of venison fat, and what might actually be a little bit of moose. But also like root vegetables, tubers, particularly stale heels of bread, and basically just kind of anything to make it thicker. There's a bakery that's making fresh bread. There's now finished venison and indeed finished moose.
We'll get the venison
You know.
for us.
All right,
take this back,
Carmen, you
Spider-Man.
start walking for the venison. Chef's at the moose. Jinx, where are you going?
I'm looking for Tall and Hairy. I don't know where he is.
I'm going to need you to be more specific. There are minotaurs in this crowd.
The Tall and Hairy that I'm used to. I'm looking for Chef.
Okay. Chef, what are you up to other than moosing?
Just people watching.
All right.
Moosing and people watching. And I'm assuming I have Lefman's pizza.
I mean, if you ordered a pizza for Lefman.
I did, with the
Extra
90% of a wheel of cheese on it.
No, it's not 90. It's more like 10.
You said they
But
cut
yeah,
about an
there's,
inch
like-
off the top and then put the rest of the wheel on the pizza, is how you worded it.
No, he cut an inch off the top and then he put the inch onto the pizza.
You said the rest of the wheel.
That I meant is he put the top of the pizza. He put the top of the wheel that he cut off onto the pizza.
Yeah, so I'm eating a fistful of moose while carrying around a cheese pizza for Lefman.
Okay. You got a ribeye. It's a good time. Not particularly spiced and very gamey, but yeah, moose is pretty good. You decide.
Yes, I'm aware.
Canis Gordio walks by with the Natalia on his arm. They're talking, but you aren't quite close enough to overhear unless you want to.
I might pretend to be stupid and walking around looking amazed to try and listen.
Okay. Can you roll me a deception check?
No, I cannot.
I mean, you could definitely try to be stupid.
I think we'll hard pass.
And no, you've committed to it at this point. But because you are a large person, Gordio spots you immediately. Ah, yes, Chef, the mysterious one who does not wish to share his name. How are you? I presume that you've met Natalia earlier today. Natalia, this is Chef. He's going to be in the rabble rousers that Checkers had to do. Clearing out the mine are going to be doing me some favors and maybe some work over the next little bit. Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful. I'm sorry, what did you say your name was, sir?
Madam, people call me Chef.
I wasn't aware that people would... At first I thought that your name was Madam.
No, I was addressing you, madam.
Ah, yes, yes. Um, how exactly does one come to be called by their profession? That would be like calling Gordio here fool, or me somewhat less savory things.
Reasons. For 1,000 gold, you can find out.
I was actually just wondering how good a chef you are.
Depends on who you ask.
Hmm. That sounds like there's a story.
Some people have no taste,
This is true.
Well, I am sorry that I interrupted you. I just haven't been to a festival
Oh,
like this
no,
in
no.
years.
Well, it's been a while since we've had one like this. It's a good feeling to be out and in the community again.
And,
It's
sir,
important to stay connected to people.
we will be getting on the mission that you have requested in the morning, sir.
I just have them going and picking up a book. It's not important.
Well, you folks have a lovely evening. We'll see you,
You as well.
We'll see you
You
later.
as well. Ta-ta now, Chef. Chef.
Mm.
And they keep walking.
From where Jinx is, can she see Chef?
I mean, he's not exactly like hard to pick out of a crowd. You just look for the person. You just look for the guy who's taller than everybody else, but shorter than the Minotaurs.
All right. Jinx is gonna go running up to him,
Mm-hmm.
and she's gonna be like, "The toad solved the puzzle! The toad solved the puzzle! The toad solved the puzzle! Look! Look! Look!" And sets it down on the ground, and sets it up to where all the nails actually balance. Look! See! 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 Look!
I reckon one of these days that toad's gonna try and eat Farman. It's gonna happen. That is outstanding, because I really did not want to buy those throwing knives. Have you eaten, little lady?
I can't remember if it's a frog or a toad, but he's super smart and I like him. He's a mountain chicken. That's all I remember.
Let's get you some feeds. And
Ooh, food? Yes.
we'll go get Jinx some food. Can I see Aki, I'm assuming?
Yeah, he's still distracting the old man.
Carmine?
Is at the bakery.
Okay, just gonna keep an eye on Aki and take Jinx over to the bakery to get food and just kind of watch over the crew.
Alright. It's a quiet evening full of, well, that's a lie. It's a very loud evening. But it is not a... The party goes smoothly. And everybody wakes up in the morning, rested and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, except for Lefman, who made things explode until midnight.
I'm assuming he got to eat his cheese pizza that I got for him.
I mean, like, yeah, if you want to swing by the alchemist place and drop it off.
I figured I would leave it in the room for when he comes back,
Okay.
since we're sharing.
All right. Lefman,
Yes.
you have a wonderful taste that fills your mouth. The taste of victory and also explosives. And you get to the room of the inn, and Chef is there, conked out completely. And next to him is what appears to be several pounds of cheese on flatbread.
Lepman will take his hands,
Mhm.
give him a good little kind of like pat down on his shirt. He may be an animal, but he's not that kind of an animal.
Mhm.
And picks up this flatbread,
Okay.
eyes it,
Mhm.
and starts just
Okay.
chowing down.
It's a lot of cheese. Just the way you always wanted it. In the morning, Leftman, make a note that you have 4 bombs of your various types, as well as 4 minor elixirs and 4 of each of the mutagens and tonics and so forth that you have. Aki has successfully distracted the old man. Carmine, what are you gonna do in the morning? Actually, I
What?
apologize. Actually, this feels like, is there anything that anybody would like to get up to the night at the party?
Chef's good.
Jinx?
Is there anything particularly shiny to get my attention?
It's mostly food.
I'm good.
The food's
I'm
good,
st-
but
I'm still
it's
obsessed
mostly
with
food.
my puzzle and very happy that the puzzle has been solved.
Okay. Carmine?
No, nothing in particular.
Okay. Nobody you want to schmooze with?
Am I back?
No.
Alright. Leftman, you can make it to the party just in time for the really tail end of it. Would you like to do anything?
See anything interesting?
The old guy is still talking Aki's ear off. Gordio is talking to the head prostitute, Chef, and Chef is trying to stop Jinx from building the puzzle solution on top of his head while hanging off of his shoulders. Carmine is trying to talk her toad into getting out of the fountain and back into his bucket. And some of the people are packing away what is left of the food, or like cutting all the bones out of the carcass for the purposes of making soup.
We'll go talk to the toad.
I'm telling you, I don't want to go back in the bucket. The bucket is small and it hurts my leg.
Why not get a bigger bucket?
Because she's got these weak little doodly arms and she can't carry around anything bigger.
That's kind of sad.
I know, ain't it?
Blonde hair. You ever consider getting stronger?
I mean, I'd rather him consider hopping around first, just like you managed to walk around on your little legs.
Is she always this mean?
Yes.
I'll tell you what, Frog. I don't know when I'll get it done. I don't even know if it'll ever get done. But I'll come up with something for you.
It better get done.
When she gets some arms.
Look, I don't think that asking you to get a wagon so you can just take a barrel and cut it in half and keep some water in there for me is too much to ask for, you know?
It's not. But I'm making a point. The point is, I don't know when it'll happen. But it'll happen. As Leftman finishes that, he's gonna say, "But until then, you're going in the bucket."
I don't wanna. You can't make me. Who are you, my mom?
I hope not. I'm not that ugly.
Got me. Jinx this guy. He needs the hex.
She's gonna tap a nail to her mouth and she's gonna go, what are we thinking today? Are we thinking he's gonna get a little itchy or do you want him to feel a little cold, Sebastian?
Both.
She's gonna pick in her head which one and she's gonna do clinging ice.
All right. Okay. So this is a hex cantrip. Leftman, I need you to roll me a reflex save, please.
Understood.
All right, so that's going to be a success. You take 1 point of cold damage. Carmine, you can sustain this for up to a minute. Unfortunately, it does not impose a condition. However, Leftman, you are staring at this frog, and this frog is glaring daggers back at you, and you feel yourself falling into his eyes. Falling. The toad is beautiful. The toad is wonderful. The toad is everything you need. All hail the toad. All hail the toad. All hail the toad. The world starts to slowly spin around the toad. Everything revolves around the toad. All hail the toad. I need you to roll me a will save, Leftman. All hail the... Wait, what the hell are you even thinking about? You grab a hold of him, and you chuck him into the bucket.
Is there something for me to put a lid on it?
No.
Damn it.
And that's where we're going to call it for the evening. Or at least for the evening in game. Before you guys set out for Slatchow in the morning, is there anything that you would like to do?
Get the throwing knives.
All right.
I really want to show the Minotaur that we solved it and that the toad is a genius. Because
All right.
she's not going to try and deceive him about that she didn't solve it by herself. But she's really excited about she managed to solve the puzzle. She wants to share it. It may not result in free throwing lives, but she is very excited about it.
Getting friends to help you is fair game.
Also gonna pick up the gloves.
All right. Carmine, please make a note that you now have a pair of very, very fine gloves. That are better than the rest of your clothing by a moderate to significant amount.
You.
Jinx, you show off the solution to the puzzle, and even though you admit that you had help, she still says, "Well, you see, the thing is, it was not for you to figure out what the solution is for yourself. It was just to show me." So she pulls down 5 throwing knives that she spent probably a couple of hours making last night and holds them out to you. Normally these would be 3 silver each, but I made a deal. And she hands them over to you. Please make a note that you have 5 throwing knives, and that we are going to need to add those to your character sheet for attacks.
Jinx hugs a leg. Thank you.
You are very happy, and I am glad. And then everybody sets off on the road to Slot Show. Once again, we have ourselves a little hex thing bob here. I didn't actually measure any of this stuff, so give me a moment while I just check to see how long the road is gonna be. It's you guys could probably travel 6 or 10 of these, 6 or 10 hexes in a day, and we're just gonna get going while the going's good. Jinx, I need you to roll me a d20, please. D20, not
Let me.
120.
I was gonna say, let me fix that.
All right. Excuse me while I do something real quick. Who's going first?
Chef will.
All right. I'm just going to say Aki's not here, so he's going to be in the back. Who's going second?
I volunteer the rat.
Huh?
All right. Who's up
Yes.
third?
I'll go after the rat.
All right.
Go after Jane.
Okay. The 5 of you are actually. Can I get a perception check from everybody real quick?
Perception.
I can't hit the button. What the heck?
It is called perceive.
There we go. I finally was able to hit the button.
Good job, man. Good job.
Appreciate it.
So ahead of you on the road, there is a there is a young adult who is carrying a large axe who steps out into the road. Hey, you lot.
Yes.
You don't look familiar. Where are you from?
Not here.
Your mom's!
My mom's dead, you sick fuck.
I know I'm sick. I like it that way.
You guys are weird. There's a toll to use this road.
And
Is there still a toll?
how much would that
Yeah.
be?
It's gonna be 5 silver for each of you.
And if
Plus
we
a
were,
little extra because the rat talks too much.
and if we were to kindly tell you to fuck all the way off,
Well, and I suppose that means that you don't make good choices now, do you?
never have. So would you kindly fuck all the way off?
Is it just one of them?
You only see one of them.
I'm gonna talk at Chef
Well,
because I'm gonna
just-
assume he can't hear me if I were to just try to talk to Chef.
That's certainly possible.
I'm gonna talk at Chef. So, you want to fuck him up, or we want to try to lay low?
Well, we're gonna fuck him up.
I'll tell you what. You let us pass for 2 coin apiece, silvers, and I won't do unspeakable horrors to your corpse. Like I did your mom's.
Excuse me while I just roll really quick for hockey. Jinx,
He's-
regarding your question about throwing knives, don't worry about it. We're going to get to that we're going to get to that this week. But I got some news for you. All of them collectively rolled stealth, and on a natural bloody 20, they're going first, and you're all off guard to them because they're attacking from stealth. So, that's where we're going to close for the evening. Thank you all very much for coming on out. I really appreciate it.
Hey,
And,
DM, I need to reroll.
Yeah, it took our perception checks.
Yeah, I rolled a
Yeah,
stealth.
because-
I didn't even.
I rolled a
So-
stealth initiative.
So, welcome to Pathfinder, where you use perception to roll initiative.
Yeah, I need
And
to
I was
reroll.
using your perception rolls from earlier to roll initiative.
Oh,
I
that's
just didn't tell you that part.
Interesting.
I just decided to let Aki cut the crap and just roll initiative.
Okay.
So what's the actual difference between
There are
rolling
certain
perception?
circumstances where you can use other skills to substitute for perception. The most common one is stealth, when you're trying to hide before you leap out and attack somebody. But you can also use things like society when you are engaging in witty repartee until the swords come out. Or a variety of other things, but that is at Game Master discretion. And as for you, Chef, I'm just gonna keep the 8 because it's a little higher.
Okay. That's cool. I am down for that. I don't know why I had stealth checked.
Nor me neither. Well, it may have been because you were trying to hide during the mine expedition.
Yeah, I got nothing on that one.
It's okay.
But on that
But yeah,
note, go ahead, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, you can theoretically use any skill as your initiative modifier, depending on circumstances, at GM per discretion. But again, perception is the default. So yeah, thank you all very much for coming out. I really appreciate it. Please look forward to next week when our dashing protagonists deal with their problems with violence.
Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching. We love you. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time.